Okay, so High Level, which we've rebranded and relabeled as Genie Rocket, just released a brand new vibe coding feature called the Agent Studio, and we're going to be reviewing that in this next video. Basically, if you have not heard of vibe coding, it's a way that you can just do a prompt-based creation of apps or websites. And how that changes the world for a lot of small, medium-sized business owners is you can now create beautiful landing pages, beautiful websites, very quickly. So you focus more on the strategy than the execution, or you work with a team that focuses more on strategy and the execution is a lot painless. So instead of waiting weeks or months, you can wait hours or days and get something really beautiful. So let's jump in and you can see my conversation with some of my team about the new AI Agent Studio in Genie Rocket. Oh, and PS, we now have a way you can actually try this for free. We wanted everyone to experience it. So if you go to genierocket.com, you can try it for free. Let's take a look at the brand new AI Studio. This is based off of, if you're an AI nerd, what's called vibe coding, which is the future of how things get created. This is what scares a lot of companies to death. If you've been anywhere in the news, like to see all the Anthropic stuff that's getting released, they're like, Anthropic could literally release an update that could just displace all these businesses. Like, oh, I don't need a subscription to this financial software anymore because now I can just create my own with one prompt. It's going to pull all my data and let me build exactly what I need. So that's kind of the future. And this gives you a leg up because you now have access to your own vibe coder. So just to show you an example here, like these are all websites we've been kind of testing it with. You can build complete websites or landing pages with animations, with kind of like any look, feel, design that you want, with zero code, with zero even design experience, with no drag and drop, like pick an element, fill stuff in. You can literally say, hey, I like these three websites. Here's my logo and color scheme. Create me something better than all three of these. And you just continue to work back and forth. And, just to show you, I mean, we just relaunched the Genie Rocket website and we're continuing to play with it. But even like the example of this right here is all built and launched with zero drag and drop and 100% prompting. And granted, here's the deal, and Mark, I'll let you speak into this in a second, but it's not about just crossing your fingers and hoping it does a good job. You have to come in here with strategy, right? Like even all these down here, like, hey, these are all of our software competitors. So I want you to go and build pages that compare this to all of our software. Here's all of our key features of the software itself. Go build pages for each of the key features. You have to tell it what you want. And you also have to know a little bit of strategy. Like, how do I want to position this in the marketplace? But the good news for Mark, for myself, for Victoria, maybe for you, is you get to focus more on what we were made to do, which is the strategy side. How do we get better at thinking? How do we get better at strategy? How do we really figure out what we want? And then instead of us being the technician, now AI gets to be the technician, to be like, cool, let me go build that for you, instead of you having to be both, right? Or hire for both. So Mark, is it okay if I pull up what you were working on?
Yeah, sure. Sure.
It's probably like, crap, I didn't know this was in here for the public, but here we go. So what would you say, like
So
you've done code before, you've done drag and drop design. Like what was your experience doing this?
yeah, this one is kind of very different because in terms of in a positive way because you can just like literally type everything. Like for example, um, I have like my bio and I wanted to make it improve in terms of the content. The AI Studio can also improve all the contents that you have there. And then, for example, if you have a specific image that you wanted to use, you can just simply use this image for this section. And literally, if like for example, our lead wanted to change something on their website, they can we can just paste their their instruction here and the AI will automatically be updated your website. And like a minute.
Yeah. So honest question, and I know this is probably might be hard to answer, or maybe even just comprehend, but, like, do you feel like the output of this is better than you would have done on just a drag and drop builder?
Hmm. If I've been honest, actually, this one is much better since you kind of grab all your thoughts. Like for example, on this specific website, I prompted it in a way that I wanted to be a minimalist, black and white, very classy, and I didn't put any reference, but um, it catches the things that I really wanted with this website.
Yeah, and be honest, how long did it take you to do this whole thing?
I think 30 minutes to or less than 30 minutes.
Yeah,
I
30 minutes. Yeah, crazy, right? And and here's the cool thing, like, why this is important too for Genie Rocket is anytime you see something like this, it will give you the option to connect it inside of the Genie Rocket CRM. So you could say, build me a quiz, build me a form, uh, build me fill in the blank. And it's going to connect that into your system automatically. So then you can start using automations. Um, like even for, I'm just going to give you another example here. So like on our new Genie Rocket Live site, which yes, I know this changes every day. I'm sorry, and you're welcome, but that's how it goes. Um, we're trying to focus on two big things, and that is we know that there's some people that want to just do it themselves and just get the software. Like, hey, pay for Genie Rocket, get the tool, jump in, get coaching, get help. And then there's some people that want our help, which is kind of our private clients, and that's more of like a one-on-one strategy. For people that want to just start this for free, and again, this was all built in this same AI studio that is in Genie Rocket. It created this whole interactive quiz, and all the data gets pulled back into Genie Rocket. So I can literally say, "Oh, I am real estate mortgage." Boom. What's your number one priority right now? Right? So all of this beautiful experience was no code and all prompting. And I didn't even have to tell it, make a rounded rectangle box with 80% transparency with the 1 pixel border around a rounded rectangle thing. I said, hey, can you make a cool interactive quiz that asks questions like this and make it on brand? And it does this for you automatically, even to this point. Check this out. And think about how you guys can use this for your business. Choose your free bonus. Do you want a landing page or do you want a database reactivation campaign? So if they choose one of these, like database reactivation, and then they fill out all their information, check this out. It goes to this screen, your account is almost ready, and it pulls what they chose on that last screen. Bonus, database reactivation. So you can do some really cool dynamic stuff on here, all through, again, what's called like vibe coding. Um, and what we have it coming soon that you can activate in labs is that uh, AI studio, which is really cool. And not only that, and we haven't experimented with this completely, but you can build web apps. Like you can actually come in here and build out some interactive, complete web applications and get them launched. So the sky's the limit, which frees you up to really think about what is it that you want. Now, what does this mean for you? Like if you're watching this, and Victoria and Mark, I want to get your opinion on this too. So I'll shut up after this. But if you're thinking like, that's cool, Brad, I already have a website I love. I don't understand how I'm going to use this for my business. Think about like a landing page. So what we're doing a lot with ads, what we found is the most qualified leads that come in typically follow a buyer's journey. And sometimes it's not just fill out a form and jump on your calendar. Think about the last time you saw something online or you filled out a form. If you were invited to have a meeting or take a next step, my gut says that you probably went to a website first, or you went to their social media, or you did a little bit of research before you just blindly jumped in with, whoever to get pitched to, right? You want to become an educated and informed individual before you just hop in. So, what we've been doing on ads that we launch is usually after someone fills out the lead form on Meta, name, email, phone number, answer a few questions, the very last step, and we've made the mistake of this, should not be a thank you page. Thank you, we'll be in touch. That's bad. What we need it to be is you're not quite finished yet. And it should be, hey, there's a link below if you want to skip the line, or if you want to get this advantage, or if you want to learn more before your call and get a free bonus, click the link below. And what we're doing there is we're giving them more information, and we're making it feel like it's to their advantage, not our advantage, right? Why would I want to click this link? Oh, because blank. We're going to give you a special bonus. You're going to skip the line for a meeting. We're going to share with you a video that's going to help you on your journey to solve this problem. And that link should not just be a link to your homepage. That's just like dropping them in the middle of a superstore, right? And saying, good luck figuring it out. I hope you find what you're looking for. What we want to do is we want to take them to a very intentional landing page that's going to explain exactly what you promised on the ad. So this is where you could come in and say, hey, design a great landing page for this one thing, and I want it to have this video on it, put in your video, or have this picture and connect to this calendar and do this thing. And one of the things that we know in marketing is a confused mind will always say no. That's why the principle of KISS has always been around. We all know what KISS stands for, right? Keep it simple, stupid. So we want to follow that principle and keep it really simple. So if we give people less things to do, the likelihood of them doing the thing we want them to do is going to increase dramatically. So I'll pause for a minute. What do you guys think about that? Victoria, Mark, thoughts? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Have any other suggestions on how to make that better?
No, I mean I agree. Like, yeah, I literally have no words besides I agree.
Mine is same with Victoria. I very much agree with that. For example, I am a lead trying to look for example, a roofing, and before jumping into like a calendar or booking with appointment with them, I really wanted to know like what is their services, how are they gonna help me with my problem in my roofing, something like that. So it is very much helpful if we will be directed to a landing page which explains their background, their credibility, which is one of the most important thing. And using this AI, you can now build it in a second, which includes all your credentials and credibility in those specific businesses. So leads or clients will trust you more by knowing what you offer.
That's right. Yeah, it's absolutely right. Because if you're doing things online, and I was having this conversation with someone the other day. There's the best lead you can get is a referral, right? If I'm like, hey Victoria, or hey Mark, like I met this person, we talked about you, go talk to him. Like that's easy. But internet leads are not the same. They don't know
Yeah.
you. They don't know anything about you. They weren't referred to you by your friend Susan that said all these nice things about you. And they're like, oh, I trust Susan, so I trust you, right? They're like, I've got a problem. I'm very skeptical. You look like you might be a solution. So I guess we'll see. But if you come into that and you're just trying to be overly relational and overly friendly and not talking about the ROI or the proof, like that's a lot harder to do. And I think the bridge between that is a landing page. And I would say even a step further, if you are in some sort of a relational business, which PS, agree or disagree, with the rise of AI and everything that's behind the computer being replaced, I think it's pretty important that you start being good with people and focus on having a relational business. Because that's the one thing that's not going to be able to be replaced, right? Like, hey, I need someone to build me a website. It's like, okay, do I choose Jose down the street? That's going to take 4 months and it's going to be hard to communicate and it's a lot of money and a lot of code. Or do I go into AI Studio and just tell it what I want? Like, that's going to be an easier choice. And then it's going to be like, okay, but I don't know what I actually want on here. And I think that's the value, like teams like ours bring, is it's more strategy. It's like, okay, we can build anything we want, but then what's the next question? It's like, what do I build? What is the thing I need to tell people? Who is my ideal client, and what is that offer, and what does that process and flow need to look like? Because the challenge is not building things. What we have to worry about is not the speed and the getting the thing built. It's, are we building the right thing for the right people? Otherwise, we're going to end up with a crap ton of things like pages, and they're not going to be doing anything for anyone. And that doesn't make the problem any better. So going back to the bridge concept, I think landing page, being comfortable on video, which I know none of us are, but we have to learn how to be comfortable on video, is going to help bridge that relational connection. Because if someone goes to Mark's website and they're like, oh, very cool, I want to hire Mark for some film work or director or producer, it would be cool if Mark had a video on there, right? And it's like, oh, now I feel like I kind of know his personality, who he is. There's something uniquely intimate about video that gives you an unfair advantage to connecting with people. So when they're actually on a call with Mark or on a call with you, they feel like, oh, I've heard this guy before. I know what to expect when I hop on the call, and it's actually kind of cool. I'm getting to talk to this person I saw on video. You get to create that experience for people. Anything to add to that, guys? Do you agree with that? Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree.
Awesome. And guys, this is, as you guys get more and more, if you start playing around with this is also going to continue to get better and better. Like, you can also, filter projects into folders. And right now in beta, this is completely free. You can just go in here and use the crap out of it. So I would recommend doing that, because if you've noticed, any sort of like agentic AI, where things are happening behind the scenes, like it's doing work for you, you pay in credits. And those credits get pretty expensive. And you almost have to think about it as like, instead of paying for a human, I'm paying for AI, but AI is much cheaper and much faster to get this work done. So pretty soon, I don't have a date. I was actually trying to find the date before I hopped on this call, but I couldn't. I don't know if it's been published yet. It's going to be a credit system. So you'll have access to the Agent Studio, but every time you use it to perform tasks, it's going to take some credits. So it is going to cost some money to build it, which is actually good, because I think it's going to make us very intentional about what we want, right? Instead of being like, I need 100 websites for 100 random things, and I'm probably not going to use them for anything, but I have access to it, so I'm just going to use it. Now we've got to be a little more intentional to say, okay, I need a landing page that's going to be connected to my meta ads. So anytime someone is clicking for information about this offer, they have a very clear landing page to go to that's going to help them get to the next step in their journey. And so now we're being intentional about what we're asking it to do, because it's costing a little bit of money. So that's coming soon.
I have a question, Brad. In terms of,
Yeah.
like, for example, updating the website, does it also need credit? For example, I already built the website and then I wanted to change something on it.
Great question. Since it's still in beta, Mark, I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work. My guess is it will still take credits to do any sort of tasks. But I think it is an important point that you brought up, because what's neat about this is once you get something built in here, it is living, breathing, active, and you can jump back in that chat And Mark could say, oh, I've got 3 more projects. I need 3 more thumbnails. Can you add these to my existing website and also change this? So instead of the traditional route of logging into a CRM, like WordPress or like Wix or like Squarespace or even like the sites and funnels inside of Genie Rocket, instead of logging in and manually doing the work, you just chat with it and say what you want it to do. Say, oh, I need an extra page, and oh, I need to add this section to this page, or I need to change this thing. We have a new offer. And I really believe this is the future of web. I don't know
Yeah.
what you think, Mark. You've been in web for a while. What do you think?
Yeah, that's one thing I really wanted to point out earlier because you if you wanted to change anything in your website, you don't have to like bother anyone, for example, or like learning the drag and drop and also coding because you can do it yourself by prompting the changes that you wanted. And also, what good about here is also tried prompting a website in ChatGPT, and ChatGPT kind of have like a weird stuff. For example, I wanted to edit specific page only, and suddenly he will change a lot of things on the website. But here, when I tried using this one, I am not really like I'm not very specific on the changes that I want, but I just prompt like on this section change this, and he just changed that specific one.
Yeah. That's a really great point. Yeah, because chatbot, it's a little bit rogue, right? You could end
Yeah,
up with a full different website. You're like, I just wanted this image changed, and you changed 18 other things. Yeah, no, that's a good point. And here's just to give you guys some real world examples too. Like this is a client I'm talking with right now, and I'm like, your guy, and they agree. So anything I say here, I would say to a client's face or a person's face. I'm not talking bad about anyone, but we're like, yeah, this website hasn't been updated in like a bajillion years, like copyright 2013. That sounds about right. That's probably the last time it was actually touched or updated. So it looks a little bit old and aged. But I think any business that does not have a beautiful online experience, this is the first impression for your business that usually anyone is going to have when they come to your world and they go to your social or they meet you. They're going to do what? They're going to check out your website. And that website is going to do one of two things. It's going to repel them or it's going to attract them. They're going to say, oh, that's not what I expected. Okay, like next. Or they're going to say, wow, okay, these guys look professional, legitimate, like they know what they're doing. They've been around a while. That's pretty cool. And it's so important to have that. And now you've got an easy way to do it. So for these guys, with very little prompting, just to show you, like, again, current website, right? Boxy, a little bit old looking, not terrible, but not good. And then within the Agent Studio, if we open this up, and again, this would still need a little bit of work, but within just like a few minutes, like, look at this, pulled all the data, reorganized all the content, pulled its own stock photos to use, grabbed the recent posts, put images with the recent posts, made the full footer. Like this is immediately better, right? And granted, it needs a little bit of work, but again, if you were to land on here versus if you were to land on here, it's a difference, right? And so just now that we've got the ability to do that all within code, and then you can come in here, right, and say, change the hero image to be less people, right? You just talk to it right here, and it's literally going to go in, it's going to look for other photos, and it's just going to do that one thing. And to Mark's point, it's not going to change the entire website. It's just going to look at, you could even see here what it's doing. It said like reading the hero component, creating the image, it's generating new hero image. So it tells you exactly what it's doing. And then here in a minute, you'll see the new image generate here. And then what's cool is as you do more pages on this dropdown at the top, this is where it'll continue to create more pages. And then to publish it, you literally hit publish. You can add your own custom domain, and all you do is hit publish, and it's live. And that's it. You're live. And look, we got a cool new image right here. And notice too, it even knew to not put him on the left because that's where the text is. So it put the right image, put him on the right, made it where you could still read all this. So you just continue to go back and forth through prompting.
And also,
And
Brad, what good here is they can also upload their own images if they want.
yes, that's right. Yeah, you can drag and drop images, videos, PDFs, whatever the heck you want. And you can also put the link to your competitors in here. Say, hey, here's the guys I'm trying to beat. Can you go and look at all their websites and just make me something better? I mean, how much easier can it get? And you can talk to it. If you're lazy enough where you don't even want to type, let's see, check this out. Hey, can you add a little more padding underneath the job openings button? Oh, I think since I'm on audio here, it's not going to do it. But yeah, you can just like talk to it with your voice and tell it what you want. So pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. All right. So Mark, Victoria, since it's just our show again, this feels like a cool podcast episode. What are some other things that you guys have seen or enjoyed with just any of the AI stuff in here? Have you guys gotten to play with anything or anything that you want to highlight or ask about?
I'm actually playing with the studio now.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
I didn't
Mark,
know
if
you
you're
could do so
talking,
much.
your mic is off again. Nope, still can't hear you.
Hello.
We got you now.
Yeah. Today I just explored the AI Studio, and again, it blows me away on how easy to navigate and prompt things in AI Studio. And also, before I already explored the Ask AI, where we have a lead that wanted to know who are the new contact came into his account, and I
Mhm.
just used Ask AI, and he just literally gave me the list of the new leads came in today, and with specific time and what workflow that lead came from. So that thing is kind of cool because in just
Yeah.
simple prompts you can have your answer real time.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. That's cool. So being able to, even on our clients' behalf, if they're like, hey, how many of this did we get in, or what is this? Like, we can use that for our clients. And again, we're teaching you guys how to fish. So if you just came in, you're like, I don't know tech. Be like, cool. Do you know how to open up a website and how to put in a username and password? Because I hope you guys would agree with me. I think you would, but we can't really use the excuse anymore that like, oh, I'm not tech savvy, because this is not tech. This is like, do you know how to write an email? And if so, you know how you should, you can figure out how to do this. And so this is what we prompted earlier, which is cool, right? So we said, hey, in the last 30 days, how many appointments did we get? So this is on our own account. So this is kind of cool. So we had 75 appointments in the last 30 days. And it even breaks it down by appointment category. We had 46 in our round robin sales calendar, and we had 29 in our personal calendar. I don't know what event is. Maybe that's an old one we had. And then it says, hey, in the round robin, we had 45 book in the 15-minute leads launchpad game plan. We had one that was like a demo call. And then in the personal calendars, here's the breakdown. It's like private client meeting with Brad, 19. Wow, I had lots of meetings. Consult with Brad by video, 6. Business OS strategy, 2. So it gives you just a good breakdown of all of the calendars, and it even summarizes it for you. So key takeaways: leads launchpad calendars by far your busiest. Round robin calendars drive the bulk of volume. Personal calendars are active. Event calendar has no activity. And I think this can also, guys, create graphics for ads or social media too, right?
I haven't tried that one yet.
I was actually leading you on because I know it can. I was seeing if you knew it good. So let's see. In here.
Wow.
So these are okay. I'm trying to think. We did one. Oh, I think we did it in his account. Let's see. Financial minimalist. So if you are struggling with, I need to create social media content and I don't know how to design, or I need to refresh my ad, check this out. I want you to look at this prompt first. Create a meta ad graphic that has a house in the background with the text financial minimalist at the top, then become mortgage free in 7 to 10 years. Then in small text, eliminate debt faster, build long-term wealth. That'll guesswork. Create the caption for me, make the text white with the back background. So we gave it a little bit of guidance, but it came up with this graphic. That's it. Like, again, keep it simple, stupid. We're not trying to create an overly complicated, mind-blowing, like, flyer, right? We want just enough information to get people's attention. And then it even came up with the recommended caption for it below. And what's cool about this is you could actually say for your social media account, if you have your social media connected, you could say, hey, can you create me like a week's worth of social media content and then schedule it? And I'm pretty sure it does that for you. So if we said, can you create a social post for today and then schedule it for me? So same thing, you're going to see it's going through its own tasks. It's completing tasks. It's now checking which social media accounts are connected. Oh, no social media accounts currently connected. So now it's telling me how to connect my social media accounts. So if he already had Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, or Google Business connected, then this could actually create the graphic and post it all from just this screen without leaving the screen, which is pretty cool. So Ask AI and Agent Studio, ladies and gentlemen, or
I
at least
also wanted
Victoria and Mark. If we're the only ones here, at least we got to see it again and see how cool it is.
I also wanted to add, Brad, regarding the automation that they can also prompt in creating an automation. Like for example, create me an automation where leads book an appointment with my calendar. They can also do it like the build using AI.
Yeah, so walk us through, Mark. What would that look like? How would people use this?
Like for example, you prompt it in a way that I wanted to an automation where someone book an appointment with me with 5 reminders, something like that, and
Mhm.
it will automatically build you an automation.
So if we type in create a workflow with a 5 email nurturing sequence that starts with a text when someone fills out a form. We'll keep it super generic and we'll see what happens here. Generating workflow. So then it asks some questions. Send 1 email per day. So it's cool that it does that, right? It kind of like gives a little checkpoints of like, hey, do you want it like this or want it like that?
Yeah.
Do you want your coffee with almond milk or with whole milk? Because we're not going to choose that for you. You got to tell us what you want because you didn't tell us at the beginning.
True.
I prefer coconut milk. I'm a little weird.
Same.
What kind of milk do you guys do in your coffee? Or do you drink coffee?
I want oat milk or coconut milk as well.
My man.
I don't use milk. I use flavored creamer.
There you go. Love it. Get to the good stuff. Like, skip this milk crap. Give me my French vanilla.
Exactly. Yes, I use actually French vanilla flavored creamer and syrup. I don't use sugar either.
I love it. Yeah. Yeah, my wife usually has her fridge stocked with some French vanilla creamer in there too.
Yep.
All right, let's see how we did. So we got form submitted. Awesome. So then we just need to choose which form to connect it to.
Yeah.
And then check this out. Send welcome SMS. So this is obviously going to be very generic, but it gives us the chance to have the framework and then put in our own information. Pretty cool. Then we got, I love that it even titles it, wait one day, send nurture email 1. Wait one day, send nurture email 2. Wait one day, send nurture email 3.
Yeah, I really love this feature because the last thing I've learned in in Junior Rocket is building an automation. That's why when we have like AI build, that's super helpful for me. That you can easily prompt everything.
Yep.
And
Yeah, that's
you can
great.
also prompt, like for example, you wanted to add tag or update opportunity pipeline. You can easily do it using that same prompting.
That's awesome. So we can just type in like, hey, add a new tag when a lead comes in. And instead of us having to be the technician over here, we just be the prompter over
Yeah.
here, right? Yeah. That's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, and overall, like from the coaching side, and I'm trying to teach this to my kids, right? Like I've got, Victoria, I know you've got some older kids too, but I've got like a 17-year-old who's got one more year left, and then he's going to be, you know, out into college, maybe, if college still exists in a year, who knows? And then 11-year-old daughter, and I'm trying to teach them, you know, it doesn't matter if you like or if you don't like AI. It doesn't matter, because it doesn't care if it likes or doesn't like you, but it is coming to take all of these jobs, and it is actually going to be creating more jobs than it's taking. But what that means is our mindset has to change. We can't say, how do we compete with AI? Because guess what? We are never going to win, right? If Mark says, I'm going to be the best website builder, and I'm going to show why I'm better and faster than AI, like that's a losing value prop, because he's not going to win, right? If Victoria says, hey, with like, you know, not receptionist, virtual receptionist, but with a, what word am I looking for? My brain just went blank. But if you're going to bring, like if Victoria was to help you with a bunch of tasks and different things for your business, and she's like, I'm going to manually do these and show you why I'm better at doing it manually than by using AI and automation, like all of that is a losing proposition. So what we have to think about is, how do we position ourselves as directors and not producers, right? Like we are directing, which switch it out for the word prompting. We are prompting or directing to get the result. We are not just going to try to outsmart and outwork what AI can do to produce a result. Now, granted, if you're building buildings or airplanes or boats or mowing lawns, like that's a completely different world. But if your job involves doing things on screen, on computer, I think we have to really shift in the way that we're thinking of becoming directors instead of producers. And I actually have it written down here. I learned this from Dan Martell, which is a like 100 millionaire that's big on all AI stuff. And he talks about the 3 reasons how you're going to add value to any AI service is taste, vision, and care. Taste means like we know what looks good. Like we've got good taste. Mark knows the website that he created. Like, yeah, this looks good. I know what good looks like. Not everyone knows what good looks like, right? Next is vision. We know what you need. We know what good looks like, and we know the vision of what you're trying to accomplish. And so we're going to be able to direct that vision. So we're making sure we create the right things. And then that third component is care. We are going to care for you. We're going to hear your ideas. We're going to collaborate with you. And we're going to treat this not as just a transactional relationship, but as a caring relationship. And I say that kind of tongue in cheek, like that's how we're approaching this, but that's also how Victoria, Mark, and anyone that happens to watch us in the future, how we need to think about growing businesses is how we become directors, how we leverage these tools, and how we have taste, vision, and care. And we're not trying to outwork and outsmart AI. We're just trying to bring ideas to the table and show that we can direct it to get a better result. So I just said a whole lot, so I'm going to stop talking for a minute. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Brad. And for me, being creative is something that is good. Yeah, if you're creative, it's really good. But if you're not adaptive and innovative, like you're not um, advancing to what we have right now, especially with AI, you're gonna lose really. Um, because for example, you're very creative, but you have 10 landing page project, and if you'll be the one working on that, for example, the design and everything with that 10 project, I'm not sure if you're gonna finish it on on a specific timeline. But using AI, it really helps you make your work faster, and at the same time, it has a creativity on it, since you still have your own taste on what is good and what is not, and which works for your business and which is not.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. Well, imagine what it frees you up to do, right? Like if someone hires Mark to be like, Mark, create me an awesome website, instead of you spending 90% of your time trying to figure out codes and plugins and margin and padding and mobile and all that stuff, you completely flip it. You get to spend 90% of your time being like thinking about creative strategy and what should this look like and how should it function, knowing that you don't have to be the one doing all of the pixel pushing. Like that's freaking awesome. Like if I was to pay someone to do that for me, it's like you're still paying, but what you're paying for is how we think, not what we do. Because if you can bring X amount of years of experience and skill and education and smarts and be like, no, we're not going to do these 3 things. This is going to actually cost you more money. It's going to be a big disappointment. We're not going to go down that path. You're showing them the right mountain that we're going to climb up. And just like the idea of Picasso, right? Like Picasso, if you had him paint you a picture and you said, hey, I'm going to pay you by the hour, right? It's like, wait, are we paying for the outcome, or are we paying for the time it takes for the outcome? Most of the time, I would argue, people would pay more money to get things in less amount of time. So that actually goes to show, like for anyone using AI, if you can deliver results faster and better, that actually means that you should be charging more and not less, right? Am I crazy?
Yeah, and the same quality.
Yeah, or better.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, hey, would you be mad if I gave you a better product tomorrow and charged you a little bit more, as opposed to this is going to take 6 weeks, you're going to have 18 sleepless nights, and your inbox is going to be blown up until the project's done. Which one do you want? Be like, oh, I'll pay more and not have headaches and have it done faster. I don't care what you do to get it done, right? Like nobody cares how the sausage is made. They care, hey, can you get this outcome without the pain? So I think that's important for us all to take in, right? Like, and any business owners listening to that, it's focus on the outcome and removing the pain, and you can charge just as much, if not more. And that's not unethical. It's actually you're delivering a better service faster with more confidence, and you get to spend more time on the relationship. It's a big advantage. All right, any final tips from you guys? I might just turn this into a YouTube video because I feel like we showed some cool stuff on here. So for all of you Leads Launchpad guys that didn't jump in, I am sorry, but I feel like we got some good value in here. So we're just gonna pop this on YouTube. So that means if you want this and you want to try it for free, you just have to go to genierocket.com and you can start a 14-day trial. And I'm also putting $10. I know it's not a lot, but $10 of my own money in there for credits for you. So if you're trying out stuff, I'm throwing in some credits for you, and you get to onboard with either Mark or someone else from the team, and we're going to help you with some strategy. And you might even get to talk to Victoria too. You'll probably see her pop in your inbox. So you get to see the trio right here.
I also wanted to add, Brad, that in terms of, for example, I am a random lead trying to find a cool, for example, dental clinic, and then I saw their website. I'm not gonna ask for is this website created by human or AI? Because
Mhm.
no one's care if it's built for human or an AI.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. And I think one more thing on top of that, and then we'll wrap up, because I think that's really good. You know, when you're doing things like video, and AI video is becoming a lot more prevalent, and even the texting side, I'm working with a couple companies on this, but disarm people. Like if you are concerned, especially in video, that it's going to come across as disingenuous or that you're AI, tell them that it's AI, right? It's like, hey, this is the AI Brad, and I'm here delivering a message on behalf of the real Brad because he's too busy right now, but we still wanted to get this message across. It disarms people, and it makes them stop thinking about, is this real or fake, and start thinking about, what message are we delivering? I think the website's a little bit different vehicle because it's hard to know and tell, and it doesn't really matter. But what I would say, and it's what we've done just even on genierocket.com, all the photos on there that we're using are real photos. So there's some of, like, back when we had a bigger studio and me speaking at different stages, and it's showing the human authenticity of, like, we are real people and we do real things, but who cares if the pixel was placed here by a AI or by Mark or by Brad? Like, it doesn't, who cares?
Yeah, true.
But I think in the rise of AI, like using more real video content and photography, like that's going to be the part that humanizes it. Would you agree with that, Mark?
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Victoria, do you have any funny jokes or final words?
Nope, I'm messing around with AI Studio right now to create my website.
Man, it's like giving a kid a piece of candy. They're just off to the races. You give them to taste the ice cream and they're gone.
I had one, but I needed it updated since things changed. So I'm just going away and just like, hey, change this, change that. It's so much easier.
Yeah. So I think a couple truths here, and then we'll wrap. I promise. If you have a business, you should have a website. If you have a website, it should be modern, updated, and clear. And I would say the best way to do that is through Vibe Coding. And if you want to test it out, genierocket.com, sign up for free, come back and watch this video, see how we're doing it. And you could literally build and launch a website in like 30 minutes to an hour, have an amazing one that will blow everyone away. And like, why not? Why wouldn't you do this? I don't know. I've been in this business since 2011. We've hand-built websites, anything from like Tables and Frames and Dreamweaver, back before these guys were even born, probably, except for Victoria. Mark was a wee child. But we've gone through all of this seasons of coding, and I've seen it all the way through, from like hand coding everything to Tables and Frames, all the way now to like Vibe coding with AI. And this is really big, and you should jump on this bandwagon. So genierocket.com, start for free. Mark, Victoria, thanks for hopping on with me.
Thank you so
And
much, Brad.
we should do this again next week, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes, we should.
Actually, podcast is one of my dreams. It's like
Let's go.
the podcast.
Let's do it. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll just turn this into that. And if anyone happens to join in, they'll just be on our show, and we'll just tell them, hey, you're live on our podcast. All right, guys.
Informative
Thanks, everyone.
podcast.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.